What is an earthquake? An earthquake is plates moving inside of the ground that cause the ground to shake. There's an epicenter, there's the S wave, and the most outer P wave. The P wave moves the quickest, the S wave is the most destructive, and the epicenter is directly where the movement was spotted. There are many types of earthquakes. They each can do a certain amount of damage. Megathrust earthquakes are known to cause tsunamis. Megathrust earthquakes that cause tsunamis can usually arrive first in the ocean. However, it does depend the depth that these earthquakes do start. If these earthquakes start too shallow, they will not cause a tsunami, yet probably just cause too much. They'll probably cause damage. If they do start too low, they will not cause any damage at all, probably just some abnormal waves. However, if they start at a perfect depth, they can cause what we call a tsunami. Now, tsunami, you might think of a big, huge tidal wave that comes in and breaks anything in its way. Cities and cars. But that's not always the case. A tsunami is a series of waves that come in as a shorter yet longer push, saying that this is the shore and we're going to put a little house here. The water gets sucked on out before a tsunami. After that, the water comes in at a rapid rate, which eventually will destroy the house. Earthquakes can be common in some parts of the world, while completely uncommon in other parts of the world. This is because some parts of the world are in the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire, which is in the Pacific Ocean, is a fault line which allows damaging earthquakes to be more common. These earthquakes can be stronger than regular earthquakes due to that fault line. Think of this inside of the ocean. Think of this as Japan. This is the fault line, and earthquakes are known to happen everywhere here, much more commonly. Think of this being America over here. There is no fault line, so earthquakes are less common to be here. However, they can still happen. New Zealand, being down here, has a fault line too. However, rarely larger earthquakes can take place, causing a widespread tsunami to push in both areas. Now, you might be asking how we know when one will be coming. Well, truth is, to know if an earthquake is coming or not, it requires a certain amount of knowledge in places where earthquakes occur, such as in Japan, where earthquakes are very common. They have more sensors. These we'll call sensors. The ground is here, and let's say an earthquake occurred right here. First, the S wave would come out. First the P wave would come out. It would begin moving upwards. This would eventually hit, and the earthquake detector would detect shaking and would send it to a network where computers would tell the magnitude of the earthquake. However, these are forecasts because they are not sure. It can always be changed. For example, we'll make this one a 2.5 magnitude earthquake. This is the S wave, which is the most destructive. It moves much slower. This is when predictions will probably already be final, and the correct magnitude will have been made. Earthquakes have no season. They are completely random. However, foreshocks and aftershocks are lined up. Can link to a megathrust earthquake. A megathrust earthquake is a damaging earthquake that's above magnitude 7. These are the earthquakes that usually can cause tsunamis. Earthquakes that are this big are rare and do not commonly happen. In fact, they usually only happen a few times a year, but when they do, they can be very devastating. Here's an example on how earthquake movements happen. First, as you can see, the focus or hypocenter is in the middle. The earthquake magnitude is right here, where the seismic waves are. This is the distance from focus and the distance from the epicenter. Here's the soil level, and here's a house. This is the fault line right here. This is the depth. This is how they measure the depth. They're going to measure an epicenter right here at the soil level. As you can see, it's even sunny and cloudy outside. Weather has nothing to do with earthquakes. Earthquakes are completely random and unexpected, but with the proper preparations, you can be ready at any time to get under tables or any other protection that will protect you and your family from strong earthquakes and falling objects. if you live in a place that has common earthquakes, it's usually not that hard to find more information on what to do during earthquakes in that specific area.